Have you ever stopped to think about how much the people around you, or even just the stuff you listen to, can totally change your mood, your thoughts, and even what you do? Well, today, we're going to dive deep into that whole idea with a really powerful ancient story.
This piece of wisdom is ancient, but man, is it still relevant. It's basically the core of the story we're about to tell. It's a warning, right? That the company you keep can either be your greatest asset or your biggest downfall. And that brings us to the tale of a really, truly remarkable creature.
So, let me set the scene. We're in the city of Benares, and the king, Brahmadatta, has this incredible royal elephant named Mahila Mukha. And we're not talking about just any elephant here. This guy was basically a living symbol of grace and goodness.
I mean, he was the poster child for good behavior. Super calm, super gentle, wouldn't hurt a fly. Everybody in the kingdom just adored him for his peaceful vibe. But, as calm as his days were, his nights were about to be filled with something pretty toxic.
You see, while the rest of the kingdom was sleeping, a kind of dark influence started creeping in, right where this gentle giant was supposed to be resting peacefully.
So get this, every single night, a gang of thieves started using the spot near the elephant stables as their secret clubhouse. And Mahila Mukha, with those big old ears, well, he heard every single word they said.
And here's where these two completely opposite worlds just collide. On one side, you've got all the kindness Mahila Mukha has ever known. And on the other, you've got these harsh, cruel, violent words from the thieves. Now, for an innocent elephant who knew nothing about evil, these weren't just bad guys plotting. He thought they were teaching him. He thought this was how you were supposed to act. And so, he started to change. And the transformation was absolutely horrifying. The once peaceful Mahila Mukha turned aggressive, totally unpredictable. One morning, he actually attacked and killed his own caretaker. He became a terror to anyone who even tried to get close. The entire kingdom was just in shock.
So the king is heartbroken. He's confused. He doesn't know what to do. He calls for his wisest advisor, who in this story happens to be the Bodhisattva, the Buddha in a past life, and basically tells him, you have to figure out what went so wrong with my elephant. The advisor came at this like a detective. First thing he does is check Mahila Mukha for any kind of physical illness or injury. But nothing. He was perfectly healthy. And right away the advisor realized, okay, the problem isn't in his body, it's in his mind. He had a strong hunch it was something the elephant had been hearing. So the advisor's prescription was actually pretty brilliant. He said, we have to fight poison with an antidote. He told the king to get a group of virtuous, holy men to come sit by the stables and just talk. But they were only to talk about good things, patience, love, kindness, compassion. And as Mahila Mukha heard these new, good words, he started to unlearn all the harsh lessons from the thieves. And slowly but surely, his gentle, true nature came back. But here's the thing, this story isn't just a cute fable about an animal. It's one of the Jataka tales, which were stories the Buddha told to teach his followers really important lessons about life.
The Buddha actually told this story for a very specific reason. One of his own monks had started hanging out with a really bad crowd, a group known for their negative influence. He was being pulled off the right path, just like Mahila Mukha was corrupted by the thieves. The Buddha used this tale to basically hold up a mirror to that monk.
And then, to make the lesson impossible to miss, he did the big reveal. He laid out who everyone was in that past life. The elephant, Mahila Mukha, that was the very monk who was going astray. The king was his loyal disciple, Ananda. And the wise advisor who figured out the cure? Yep, that was the Buddha himself. So what does this all mean? What can we pull from this ancient story and actually use in our lives today?
Well, the truth is, we're all Mahila Mukha. Every single one of us. We are constantly soaking up the voices around us. Think about it. Our friends, the social media feeds we scroll through, the news we watch, the podcasts we listen to, all of those things are the whispers in our own personal stable.
This story is just a huge, powerful reminder to be really mindful of our surroundings. It's up to us to consciously choose the voices we let in, to choose the ones that build us up with kindness and wisdom and compassion. Because at the end of the day, the company we keep and the content we consume, that's what's shaping the person we become tomorrow.
It's a simple choice we have to make every day, but it is so, so profound. And with that thought, I really hope this story inspires you to surround yourself with goodness. May you all be happy.